So today we're going to be talking about the best lead generation strategies that are actually working today with today's algorithms in 2025. I'm joined with James. Now, what we do is we speak with a lot of different companies from various different niches. One day we could be speaking to plumbers, the next day we could be speaking to solar panel installation companies, and the next it could be kitchen remodeling specialists. So we've got a lot of data points to actually present to you on what's actually working and what's not. So take it off, James. What's working in 2025?
So one of the main things I'd say that people should be doing is making certain they've got the business profile, Google business profile being set up, and also making certain that every time they do a good job, that they're going out proactively to the client to say, can you leave us a 5-star review? Like, if you don't start asking for reviews, generally speaking, the customers don't leave them, and they definitely don't leave them on the Google business profile because they don't know where to put that. So proactively building out that map listing and trying to do GBP posts, Google business profile posts, adding photos on there and making certain that you fill that out. The amount of local businesses that don't do this, it works very, very well, and it can get you a nice influx of leads that are coming in. So, Kasra, what do you think with regards to lead generation strategies? Like, what else would you do on top of a GMV?
So obviously you've just pointed out like doing more local and map pack SEO ranking improvements. Now I'm going to go slightly in the same direction, but I'm also going to say that actual doing SEO on your website. Now, the amount of business owners that we speak to that think SEO is kind of just like I've built a website, or trying to get like a high rank math or Yoast score, which is not completely wrong, but you also want to be acquiring high quality backlinks, making certain that you've got citations through to your website, making certain that you've got case studies on your actual website, making certain that you've got blog articles. Try and think of questions that your potential customer might have and turn those into either video content, blog content, or even shorts and reels as well, because that'll just increase the likeliness of your brand showing up for whatever keyword you're actually trying to rank for, whether it's plumber or solar, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, another great strategy that's working well for lead generation, that the amount of businesses that don't do this, it's criminal, is they don't have the retargeting pixel set up on the website. So if you're spending money, like you said there, with regards to backlinks and search engine optimization to get higher rankings within Google search, then you want to be making certain that if anyone doesn't inquire, that you're following them on Meta, like Facebook and Instagram, and getting that retargeting pixel being set up is an absolute great lead generation strategy that's working very well.
Yeah. And then a couple others that you can do as well is PPC. Obviously, it can be a little bit expensive, especially if you don't have somebody doing audits on it, making certain that they're on it all the time, because otherwise you can burn through a lot of money, especially on like keywords that you might not have on your negative keyword list, or if it might be certain like jobs, like if you're an accountancy firm, by default, if you were to go and launch a campaign tomorrow, you might start showing up for accounting jobs. So when all the uni graduates and stuff like that are basically looking for jobs, you've got a likeliness of coming up for those set of keywords. So if you're going to be doing PPC, I always recommend hiring someone that's just on it all the time. They're constantly doing all this. They're making certain that your keyword or your negative keyword list is up to date, making certain that you're actually going after keywords that are high converting, not just going after vanity keywords, which is also another big thing. And you've also got click fraud as well that you slightly need to worry about, but that's probably a video for another day.
Yeah, for sure. There's obviously plenty of other strategies as well that's still working well. So, like cold calling and cold email outreach, or using like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, that can work well. Now, the issue is that the conversion rate of those is a lot lower. But if you're doing mass volume and you're hitting up 5,000 people a day and you're putting them into like the first response team who are just nurturing those and segmenting the leads that come in out, that can still work, and it is a great lead generation strategy that is still working. But people need to understand that is a volume game, and that it's not inbound, that's outbound marketing, which can still work well. But as another strategy, what's your thoughts then on using like third-party lead generation companies?
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely work. Like you've got tons out there. You've got obviously ourselves, Fat Rank. You've got Checkatrade. You've got Bark. There's tons of them in the UK. Now, one thing that we always say on all of our videos is track the KPIs. It doesn't matter if you're going with somebody like ourselves at Fat Rank. It doesn't matter if you're going with somebody at Premium Yellow Pages, for example. You always want to make certain that you're tracking the KPIs because, again, going back to what we were saying before, we speak to a lot of different businesses, and a lot of businesses, they just have no KPIs set in place. So they're like, right, we're spending £5,000 a year on Premium Yell, we're spending £2,000 a month on Bark, we're spending £5,000 on Checkatrade, we're spending £6,000 a month for our SEO agency, and they just don't know what ROI they're getting. The best thing that I would recommend is making certain that you track your KPIs. That way, if say for example you're with Premium Yellow Pages and you're spending maybe £6,000 a year with them, if you're not getting that money back, then it's probably better to shut them off and go and double down somewhere else. Maybe your PPC campaign's doing well, or maybe you're getting leads from Fat Rank and you can double down on what's actually working and what's not.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, anyone who's looking here now who's searching for the best lead generation strategies, how do you know what the best lead generation strategy is if you're not tracking your KPIs? Tracking your KPIs is an absolute must for any business owner. So, Kasra, I'm going to put you on the spot, right? What, in your opinion, and I know this can completely vary from an electrician and a plumber and a solar panel and a carpet cleaner or whatever the industry is, in your opinion, in fact, I'm going to kick off. I'm going to say my top three, and then I want you to be argumentative and tell me whether you disagree or whether you agree. I'm going to kick off. I'm going to put in order the best lead generation strategies I believe that are working today, right? And first and foremost, I'm going to put, obviously, I'm the founder of Fat Rank, but I'm going to put Fat Rank there in position number one as being the best lead generation strategy. And the reason why I'm going to put that there is because they do a guaranteed return on investment. And what they do is they will build out websites and they'll make certain that they're targeting specifically the leads of what they want, that are real-time exclusive leads. So I've got that in at position number one. Position number two, I've got SEO, search engine optimization. That's for their own website to try and generate their own leads. Because I don't feel you should be 100% reliant on just the third-party lead generation company. So I also believe they should be trying to generate their own leads as well. And that's where SEO comes in. You've got to try and find who the best SEO agency is, depending on where you're based, or try to see whether they've got previous case studies. And then the third one, I'd say, making certain you've got that retargeting pixel being set up. Now, obviously, there is a lot of other ones out there, like you said, with PPC and stuff like that. So I've got Fat Rank as number one as being the best lead generation strategy. I've got SEO at number two as being the second best lead generation strategy. And at number three, I've got the retargeting pixel for Meta. Would you change that order? And if so, what order would you have your best lead generation strategies?
Oh, he's biased. I would agree with your top two. So I think that obviously Fat Rank, it's a no-brainer, right? It's a absolute no risks for the actual business owner. You don't even need to pay when you get the lead. You don't even need to pay once you've had the lead and you've even spoken to the lead. You pay Fat Rank once that money for that job or for whatever project it was, you get paid. That's when Fat Rank gets paid. So it's purely based on actual performance. It's not based on how many leads, or you're not paying cost per lead. I would agree with you on SEO as well. I think that alongside Fat Rank, if you have got positive 5-star reviews, if you've got case studies on your website, if you're actually ranking fairly well on your own website and your brand's actually looking good, you've not just went and built a website in a day, you've actually got a strong brand presence online, it goes hand in hand with Fat Rank, because obviously you're going to start generating more leads via your own website, but then if somebody is come through Fat Rank's lead generation and then they search you up and you've just got a pretty bad looking website or not a trustworthy website, that might turn potential clients off at like the last minute. My third one, instead of Meta, would probably be YouTube, because again, like this video right now, you can do long form videos and you can establish trust of people. Now, that being said, it might not be suitable for all different industries. Like, for example, if you are in kitchen remodel and it's quite a sexy looking product, then you might do some before and afters, or you might do like a 3-minute video where it's like all condensed into one. It might be like slideshows or whatever. So for visual looking products, YouTube can definitely work. For a little bit less visual, like let's say, for example, you're in a much boring sector like, I don't know, law, for example, or accounting, let's say, YouTube might not be as well working, such as, like, for example, Facebook.
Yeah, for sure. So if anyone is watching this and you're searching for the best lead generation strategies, something else that I would strongly recommend that you do is go and search or go and look at our channel and go and look at what exclusive leads are. Go and look at what real-time leads are. Go and see where we're talking about all the different strategies that can be done. Like Checkatrade is another great platform to use. Bark is, Builder, Trust the Trader. But it all comes back down to what Kasra mentioned before in tracking your KPIs, making certain that you can compare all the different strategies of what you might be wanting to do for your lead generation, and then double down on the ones that's working. If it's not working, like if I would never want a business owner to come to fatrank.com, fill in the form, start generating leads for 6 months, and if it doesn't work for them, just switch it off. It's fine. I'm absolutely fine. If I cannot get a return on investment for a business owner, I'm more than happy for them to turn around and say, look, this hasn't worked. Thank you very much. See you in a bit. And you've nothing to pay. You only pay on conversions. Where a lot of the others, what you need to be careful with, like what Kaz was talking about with PPC, is you've got click fraud and other things like that. So leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what lead generation strategies are working for your business and why you might be searching for the best lead generation strategies for 2025.